Welcome back. Today we are going to be talking all about one-step equation word problems. So I will have a link below for a video about one-step equations in general and how to solve them. Today we're mostly going to be focusing on taking a word problem involving a one-step equation and solving it. So to solve one-step equations, we need to apply the inverse operations, right? So for example, if something is added, we need to subtract it to reverse that action. If something is being subtracted, we need to add to reverse that action. If something is being multiplied, we need to either multiply by the reciprocal or divide by that number to undo it. If we're dividing, we would need to multiply to undo it. Or, divide by the reciprocal, I suppose, would work as well. So here's an example. Maria has X apples. She gives away 5 apples and now has 12 apples left. How many apples did Maria start with? Okay, so first I'm going to write X because originally she had X apples. Then she gives away 5 apples. So that means she's going to have 5 less. After she's taken some of her apples, she gives away 5. She has 5 less now. So minus 5. Then it says now, after giving away 5, after giving away those apples, she now has 12. So I'm going to put equals to 12. Then they ask, how many did Maria start with? So in terms of how many she started with, that would be X apples, since that's how much she had before she gave away 5 apples and had 12 as a result. So our equation for this is X minus 5 is equal to 12. So then next what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 5 to both sides in order to undo this minus 5, right? How do we undo a minus 5? We add 5. And if I add 5 to the left side of my equation, left side of my equals, I also have to add 5 to my right side as well. So I'm going to add 5 over here too. So then minus 5 plus 5 gives us nothing over here. So we just have X on our left. On our right, we have 12 plus 5, which is 17. So therefore, Maria started with 17 apples. And let's make sure that makes sense. Let's say she started with 17 apples, and then she gave away 5 apples of the 17. How many would she have left? Well, 5 less than 17, which is 12. And so, yes, that does make sense. So that's something else we can do, is just consider if it makes sense with the context, or we could even plug the value back into the original equation, back in for X, and see, is it true or false that 17 minus 5 is 12? And of course, that's true. And so we're good to go here. Let's do a second example. A number n is multiplied by 4 and the result is 20. What is the value of n? Okay, so in this case, we have n and it's multiplied by 4, so that's going to be 4 times n. And the result of 4 times n, according to this, is equal to 20. So they're wondering what the value of n is. Well, with this one, we could just use trial and error and say, well, n must be 5 because 4 times 5 equals 20. So n would, we're filling in the blank for n and it must be 5. Or the other way we could do it is we could do the inverse operation of multiplying by 4. How can we undo the multiplication of 4? We can divide by 4. So if I do that, if I divide by 4 on both sides, these cancel, and then we have n is equal to 20 divided by 4, which is indeed 5. So therefore, the value of n is equal to 5. As always, if you have any questions about any of this, feel free to leave them down in the comment section, and we'll see you for the next one.